we've worked so hard, we've put in so much extra time that should just be a reflection of how we play. And I think really that's just the true basis of where my confidence and where our confidence comes from.
Why Iowa? What made you come here?
I mean, first off, I had a really great relationship with Coach Budmeyer. He was actually my first Power 5 offer when he was at Wisconsin while I was still in high school. So, I mean, once I entered a transfer portal, I've continued to have a great relationship with him. So I definitely took his words with respect, and I definitely looked at the option. And I really had a lot of conversations with Coach Ferentz and Coach Brian, and I was able to see their vision and what the vision for them as me as a part of this offense would be. And I mean, I just did some more research really, and just the more I built those relationships, I started to feel really comfortable, and they sold me on that, and I don't regret my decision at all. I couldn't be happier to be a Hawkeye.
Has there been any trash talk between you and guys who are here that played in that championship game against you guys a few years ago?
A little bit. I mean, sometimes it gets brought up, but I mean, there's nothing else we want to do than for us as a group to go out there and go win a Big Ten championship.
Eric was saying that he beat you a couple of times in golf. Is there any truth to that, or?
I think he beat me one time, once or twice. We had like a fluke, like he had a comeback in like the last 3 holes. It was definitely a fluke, but he's gotten a lot better at golf. But yeah, I mean, some of that extra off the field competition is something that we truly enjoy.
How nice was it, I guess, transferring and having a familiar face, even though you're going to, create bonds with these new teammates, but having Eric here, did that make the transition easier?
Yeah, I think so. And I think, I mean, we both know what we get in one another, and I think, there's a level of comfort, like even when we're on the field, that I can always trust him and he can always trust me. So I think, as we've gone through this phase of our life together, I think me having him here has been awesome for me.
There's an interesting dichotomy as far as a transfer quarterback is concerned, because that's the position that everyone looks to as a leader, but there may already be established leaders when you come into a new team. Where did you kind of fall in that arc, I guess, as far as coming in here and exhibiting leadership qualities?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to come in. I knew that in order for me to earn any kind of leadership, I have to prove my character, and I have to prove that I care about this team winning. So I didn't want to come in at all and make it stay, and for me just to walk on people's toes or anything. I wanted to make sure that I earned their respect before I said anything. And thankfully, actually right before we started the winter phase, a lot of the leaders on this team that were here from the previous year, we had a player-led Zoom meeting of just the leaders on the team, and they were willing to invite me to that meeting. And actually, they asked for my feedback on like what the conversation was when we had our first team meeting together. And I mean, that was just, they definitely did not have to do that, but that just shows how welcoming this team was, and just like the character of these guys, that they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. And they definitely did not have to include me in that conversation, but they did. And I think from that meeting on, I think those guys recognize, I guess, my potential as a leader. But I truly appreciate those guys looking at me, especially that early on.